Nicotine. We are live from the produce department in Hy-Vee, where avocados are currently only $1.99 each, and tomatoes on the vine are only $3.99. That's like saving 49 cents. Holy cow! I'm taking some tomatoes home with me. I don't know who turned off the heat outside, but whoever did it, go turn it back on. Light the pilot light. Whatever you did to get rid of that 80-degree weather, go fix it. Everybody's complaining. Go fix it. Now, anyway, I hope you guys had a good weekend. We have a jam-packed week for you here on the show. We've got 3 guests today, so we're going to get right to it, and I'll quit goofing around. Our first guest is Rachael Braun from Saints Mary and Matthias, or as half of us probably still call it Hayes.
Yes,
I had to say that once.
That's all right.
I'll feel better. To talk about the Hustle 5K.
Yes.
Which is coming up in a couple of weeks.
It is.
In like week and a half?
Yes, not this next weekend, but the weekend after.
Yeah, geez, holy cow.
So, I know.
So, it's like a 2-day thing.
Yes.
Right? So, for those, well, actually, let's have you introduce yourself first, so everybody knows who you are and what you do at St. Mary's and Matthias.
Sure. I'm Rachael Braun. I am a 4-year-old preschool teacher. I also do a lot with the home and school, which is kind of like PTA. And I am chairing the Hustle with a group, a committee of like wonderful people, and we all work together. So
awesome. So the Hustle starts off on Friday night.
Yes.
With the kids' Hustle.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep.
So what does that look like? That looks like us. Okay, that chuckle, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It sounds like sort of a fun hot mess.
Like organized chaos.
Yeah, that's
like
okay.
We've got some tears, we've got some excitement. All the parents are running with their phones. It's a lot of fun. So you can sign up. We have at the school, we have sign up papers. We have it on the Facebook page. We have it on the running page, the running club page. And you can sign up your kiddos, $15 per kiddo. You get a t-shirt. You can also, if you need to, sign up that day at the race. There will be a registration table, and they'll have the t-shirts, and you can register there. We'll have a big cookie table for sugar before and after.
Very nice.
Right. And water, and then they'll call them up by age group or by grade. So they start with preschool, which is always the best to start with. And the parents kind of guide them over there, and they're all on their t-shirts, and some of them are super excited, some of them are a little nervous, and then they run like a short race, and everybody's cheering and running along with their phones, and
this kind of reminds me of Jimmy Fallon does this skit bit, whatever you want to call it, where they put a whole bunch of puppies in a thing, and they race to the food bowl, and it's just sort of chaos of cute. Is that
it is, and then sometimes they're just looking around like, why are you yelling at me? Why am I running? And
chaos of cute. I think I'm going to trademark that.
It is.
Trademark chaos of cute.
100%, and we're all just yelling and clapping and trying to keep going, and then they get a cookie and everybody's happy afterwards. So
exactly. Now that's actually at the high school track.
Yes, it's at the high school track. Yep.
So what time does that start?
6:30.
6:30. Okay. So you got time to fuel them up with dinner.
Yes.
Go run, then stuff them full of sugar and hope for the best for the rest of the night.
Yes, and then they'll go home and they'll just pass out because they were so exhausted with the excitement and the sugar.
I probably would too. I'm not gonna lie.
We all do.
So then Saturday morning is the 5K.
Yes.
It's a run walk.
Yep.
Starts at
9 o'clock at the high school.
9 o'clock at the high school.
At the high school entrance.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So when folks get there, like, where should they park? Where should they go? Okay.
So registration we have a packet pickup for the adult Hustle, which is they'll have a packet that kind of explains the race. It shows a map. They get their t-shirts, and we get some cool swag bag, and we've got like the very cool hip. I was not supposed to call it a fanny pack. My 14-year-old said it's not a fanny pack. It's like a side crossover bag.
It's a fanny pack.
It's a fanny pack. But the cool kids are calling them the crossover bag.
They're not cool. If they're wearing a fanny pack, they're not cool. Like, it's just...
It is in. You're not cool if you're not wearing it. Just saying. Yeah. So these are not Lululemon, but they're family eye. So they're super cute. So we have packet pickup Friday night, I believe from 5 to 7 at the school in the front entrance. So you can come in and be like, oh, I would like to sign up, or say I've already signed up, I need to get my t-shirt and my swag bag and my packets. And then also earlier on Saturday from 7:30 to 8:30 before the race, you can go to the school entrance, and then they'll have their t-shirts, swag bag, packets, everything. And then you'll get all your stuff ready. It's good to park probably at the high school, the big parking lot on the top. And
so
then
Cedar Street side.
Yes. Yep. And then it'll be a whole big cluster of people. We've got some like die-hard runners, and we've got some lopers and some joggers, some strollers, yes. And we are encouraging everybody to wear their superhero gear.
Their superhero gear.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, because that's kind of the theme. So, and the kiddos too at the kids' house. So capes. We love capes.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if we want to do the mask, but we could like put on the top with like capes. Add a little bling.
Sounds like more of a hot mess. Like, but again, the good kind.
But it's the one that memories.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's memories.
No, that's not a hot mess. Isn't necessarily a bad thing, right?
Yes.
Like.
So yeah, we're excited.
It just I'm flashing back to like the Colors for Kids runs that we did, and like the little dashes with kids everywhere, and I'm glad it's you doing it. So
I'm excited.
How long has the hustle been going on?
This is the 22nd year. So, and before the hustle, it was, what was the Hayes Hustle? And then it was the Nun Run way in the back of the day.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Yes, and then we kind of took a couple years off for COVID, and now we're back and raring to go.
So, when you guys, obviously you're raising money for
school. Yep.
What all do you guys like divert these funds for? Like, what are some of the things that this is going to help contribute?
Field trips. We've got a lot of great field trips planned for all the kiddos. Chromebooks, iPads, because those are technologies constantly moving and trying to keep the kiddos up to date with all those things. So,
awesome.
Always working on that.
So we'll see if I got this right. So not this Friday, next Friday is the kids run at the high school.
Yes.
Then the following morning, so it's the 29th.
Yes.
That's all right. Yep. Is the 5K.
Yes.
All basically kind of starts there at the high school. Basically, get to the high school, get to the Cedar Street parking lot. You'll figure it out.
Yes. There'll be a lot of people. We'll have police kind of making sure everybody's knowing where to go. We have people throughout the track or throughout the race, because we're going through Discovery Park, that'll help you, show you where to go and give you water. And
awesome. So then registration, you can find these basically all over town. They're also on their Facebook page. They're on the Muscatine Running Club website.
Yes.
Get registered. It's $15 for the Kids Hustle, $25 for
the adults.
Adults. That includes the shirt, the swag bag, and like, aren't there like awards or like prizes?
Oh yeah, yes.
I feel like that was a thing. Like I saw like Nike sunglasses.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. So for the overalls, we have some Nike sunglasses. We have a lot of swag. We have a ton of gift cards from local businesses. So that were donated. So we're super excited. So we have, I believe we have it on the website too, but first, second, and third for men and women. It's kind of almost like every 5 years of age groups.
Sounds
so,
good.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Lots of prizes.
Yeah. It's done right. Like, here's the thing. This is one of the better run events in town. It's been around forever. They do it right. Just go sign up for the run. Help St. Mary. I almost called it Hayes.
That's okay. St. Mary and Methodist Catholic School.
Help them out, absolutely. And, get off your butt on a Saturday morning and do something.
Yes, yes. So. And you can do it with your family. Like, the kiddos can come with the adults on the hustle if you don't want to be like a diehard runner.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of fun. And then we have a breakfast afterwards. So.
Oh, even better.
Yes. So for anybody who has signed up for the adult hustle, you just come back into the school, and we've got like a selfie station.
Oh,
and
nice.
we have a big breakfast, and then we do the awards and give out everybody's prizes, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, Rachel, thank you for stopping in.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great to see you, and again, 22 years, go do the hustle. So Uh-oh, Chris, nope, okay. I got distracted by a squirrel back there. No, there's not a squirrel in Hy-Vee. I apologize. There's not a Hy-Vee squirrel.
It's probably a bird, but not a squirrel.
All right. On that note, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Rene Mauck from the MHS Drama Department.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota of Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we believe in investing in our community.
And that's why all our members are local to the Muscatine area.
It's why we give generously to charities based in our city.
Because we believe that giving back means paying it forward.
That's why an investment in us is an investment in our community. Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota of Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we believe in investing in our community.
And that's why all our members are local to the Muscatine area.
It's why we give generously to charities based in our city.
Because we believe that giving back means paying it forward.
That's why an investment in us is an investment in our community. Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota of Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine.
Good morning again. It's still cold out there. Whoever turned it off didn't go turn it back on. We need to get on that. Somebody find them. Make it happen. So we are back. We have Mrs. Mauck.
Yep.
And who do you have with you?
I know, I brought a friend. This is Evan Maynard. And Evan is the lead in the musical. He is the man in chair who narrates the entire story for us. So I brought him with us to talk about it.
Awesome. You got out of class, huh?
I did, yes. I am excused for a couple periods, so.
Ooh, wow.
So
You're welcome.
thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Okay. So if you could, just real quick, before we get into the Drowsy Chaperone, just give us a little bit of what you guys do throughout the year, right? Like the drama department, what do the kids do? What do just a quick overview.
You bet. At Muscatine High School, our drama department is an extracurricular activity. We do a fall play every year. It's always the first weekend of November. And then we do our spring musical, which is always the third weekend of April. So those are very reliable events that you know you can come to. But throughout the year, we also have drama club. We have a thespian society, so the kids come and we do maybe improv. Sometimes I try to bring in special guests from colleges. Like this year, we had a teacher from, or a professor from Culver Stockton's drama department come up and do a workshop with us. So we do events like that during the year. The students go to Circa 21 for, they see a show and get workshops there. So we try to give the kids professional input, opportunities for workshops with professional people. And is there anything I'm missing that we also do that you can think of? I think that's the gist of it.
That seems like enough.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Like you're like, it seems like I'm like, that's full.
Yeah.
That's good, which is good. I mean, that's obviously because he looks like he might get in trouble if he didn't have plenty to do, right?
Yeah, he would.
So, Drowsy Chaperone. I've seen stuff about this everywhere.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Tell us a little bit about the musical itself, like what to expect, what I don't know, the trailer. Give us a trailer for it.
Yeah, the trailer. Well, I'll start and then I'll let Evan add his thoughts about it. So the show is, we actually did the show in 2013, and it was a big hit. It's very funny. It's very entertaining. It's like a 90-minute romp through a jazz age musical. And a lot of people just haven't heard of it. It's not one of those high recognized name musicals, but it's so worth seeing. It actually did win like 4 Tonys when it was on Broadway back in the early 2000s. So you are going to come and you are going to be welcomed to the apartment of Man in Chair, his New York apartment. And he decides that he would like to take you through his favorite old 1928 musical called The Drowsy Chaperone. So I'm going to let Evan talk about this because he's the man in chair who narrates the whole story.
That's right. Yeah, I'm the man in chair. That's quite literally my name in the show. It's a really fun show to be a part of. I just put the record on and I walk you through it, which is so much more interesting than just putting a record on and listening to it. And yeah, it's just a great show with anything from ballads to tangos to just full chorus lines. It's
Variety, crazy bunch of ensemble characters.
Yeah, just a wide range of characters, and it's a fun show.
So, obviously, this is at MHS, right? So, when people, well, first of all, when is it? We should probably cover the important details, right?
Let's see, right here on my
let's
shirt.
Look at his shirt.
April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Each of 3 of those nights, we have a 7 p.m. show, and then on Saturday, the 22nd, we have a matinee at 2.
Yeah, so that's like coming up in like a couple of days.
Yeah.
We got 3 rehearsals.
Yeah, that's right. Exciting.
Feel like you're ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. This will be a good week.
Okay, so they can get tickets. It's MHS or muskiedrama.wordpress.com. And that has a link to it, doesn't it?
So the website is muskiedrama at wordpress.com, but the actual ticket link is muscateenhs.booktix.com. And I think it is on the shirt, it's on the posters,
it's on everything.
It's on everything. You just follow the link, and it's essentially what BookTix is like Ticketmaster for not-for-profit high schools. It's great. You go on there, you pick your seat, you buy your ticket, it gives you a PDF. You can even just bring it on your phone, and we can ding you right into the auditorium. It's so convenient. And I want people to know that they can buy tickets on the website up to 15 minutes before the show. So if it's Friday at 6:30, you still can just go to the website. You don't have to come stand in line at the box office. We will sell tickets at the door for people who just are last minute or don't want to use a website or, for whatever reason. The ticket price is $12 at the door. It's $9 if you buy it on our website. So we save you a little money if you go in and do your own work there. Get the ticket.
Hey, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I would assume for people to probably park on Cedar Street side.
It's easiest to access. That is one thing, the way the auditorium's built. The auditorium entrances are like on this side and this side. So this is the front of the building, and here's the back where the ag and everything is, the greenhouse. But the best parking lot is actually that big Cedar Street one. You still have to walk around to enter from either of the side doors. Yeah, it's a little, it's not super, it's not the best thing, and it's not obvious.
It's not obvious, but if you've been around the high school at all, you know where to go. But just come in off Cedar Street.
Yes.
Tuck up to the Cedar Street parking lot right there.
Yep.
Go down towards the school and just walk to the front or back, and then the first doors.
Yep. Go either side, first doors, and those will all be open by 6:30, 6:15. Usually we have those open. We open the house at 6:30 for people to come get seated. Gotcha. We sell concessions and flowers and candygrams. We make it really easy for you. You just show up and you can send flowers to a cast member. You can buy them a little candy treat. You can get your own little treat. Yeah.
Nice. So obviously this is a fundraiser for the drama department. Functionally?
So the drama department is what you call like an in and out activity that we are self-funded. So the musical, all proceeds from the musical basically fund next year's shows. Yep. And that's why we don't accept passes for the musical. partly I can't because that's contractual with the rights owners and all this rules that they have. That's part of it, but the other part of it is because the musical is literally how we fund everything we do all year.
So, while he's narrating from the chair, are you in the chair the entire time?
I move around, I dance about, I walk across, I millie about the apartment.
Interacts with the show. The shows come to life in his apartment, and he's interacting essentially in an interesting way with the characters.
Got it. Okay. So, how many kids are part of the production? So, from cast, crew, roughly.
The total, we have 39 cast. There's, I believe, 10 on crew and another 15 in the pit. The whole pit is students.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you got almost 100 kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say every
Well,
year.
maybe not.
So
75.
This is one of our smaller shows, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
This is smaller than average.
Wow. Okay, so let's see if we can get this summed up because I tend to forget things. So make sure that I got this. So shows start in 4 days, right?
Thursday night opening.
Yep, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No Sunday. No
Or
Sunday.
no Sunday, Saturday. Sorry.
Saturday.
That's what, yeah. So it's 2 and 7 on Saturday and then 7 o'clock on the nights prior to
Thursday
that.
and Friday, yep.
Yep, park in Cedar Street. Get your tickets on muscatine.hs.booktix.com. Or you can get them at the door. You can get concessions. You can get all that fun stuff. You're going to have a Tony Award-winning show.
Yes.
And
you are going to laugh. You will be entertained. The show is funny. It's entertaining. It has great music. It's a great way to spend 2 hours.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you this. Everyone that I've been to has been great, so I would expect nothing less. So no pressure, you know.
We do. We have a reputation to live up to, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for stopping in. Is there anything else you want them to know before you take off? I mean, I feel like we pretty well nailed it.
We nailed it. Just come see these great, talented kids.
That's right, yeah. Fun show.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for stopping in. Get back to class.
I know.
And here's the thing, we're live, so they know what time you got done here.
No.
Yeah,
But he's a senior, right?
That's
we have
right.
something
Yeah,
to
I've
wait for
yeah.
seniors.
all right, I suppose.
Last time to come see me in a show.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We have
Yeah.
several seniors who are making their final show on the stage. Aw.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck. Or wait, I'm not supposed to say that. We'll break a leg.
Break a
Yeah,
leg.
as soon as it started coming out, I'm like, you idiot.
Yeah, we have our weird superstitions.
Yeah. Well, kill it. How about that?
Oh, good.
So,
Yes.
There you go.
kill it. There we go. So we will be right back with Officer Gomez, all the way from Boise, Idaho.
When you buy a vehicle for Toyota Muscatine, keeping your vehicle safely on the road is our highest priority. We offer scheduled maintenance and extended service hours for those unexpected repairs. Our service department.
Are we out? Are we out?
Mechanics are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality of care.
Feel free to ask any of our friendly staff if you have any questions.
Come on down to Toyota Muscatine today.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we're here to serve.
When you buy a vehicle at a multi-brand dealership and it isn't locally owned, it can be difficult to get information that you need.
That's why all of our trained salespeople are focused on one thing, getting you the best deal possible on a new or used Toyota.
And when you pick your favorite, we will help you with financing and maintenance.
We love helping our neighbors.
Come to Toyota Muscatine today.
Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we believe in investing in our community.
And that's why all our members are local to the Muscatine area.
It's why we give generously to charities based in our city.
Because we believe that giving back means paying it forward.
That's why an investment in us is an investment in our community.
Welcome back. Holy cow. Let's see. Wait, no. I'm running my own camera here, guys, so it's getting kind of rough. with us, we have Officer Gomez, all the way from Boise, Idaho. How are you, sir?
Excellent. Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Oh, you gotta love it when, without a big test or anything, everything just works. You gotta love it.
Yes, that is awesome. Technology sometimes comes through.
Sometimes it does, yes. So, you are going to be here soon, correct? Let's see, when?
Yes, I'm going to be there Thursday and Friday of this week.
Is it this week already? Okay, geez. It's Tony and I first started talking about this, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden it's like, poof, you're coming. Like, this all happened super fast. Apparently, you're like some internet megastar in this arena, right? Is that about right? I think that's the way Tony.
I think in Facebook fame, it goes like Trump, Obama, Gomez.
That sounds about right. And then that makes sense why you're coming to me. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, that's the place to go. That's what everybody said.
So, okay. Your wheelhouse, so to speak, is social media. Correct?
Social media safety and kid issues, because I work in a school as a school resource officer. I deal with kids and their parents all day long. So I try and help parents out with some things that kids are doing, and then I try and help parents out with social media issues.
Gotcha. So when you swing over, you're going to be doing some professional development with staff, right? You're also going to have an open session where you're going to do a presentation across a wide selection of topics for the internet safety era. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. So maybe I'll just let you describe it. What all will you get to talk about while you're here?
So when I come there, I am going to try and bring parents up to speed on what kids are using social media for and how the predators are using it to go after kids. I'm also going to catch up parents on how kids are using social media to distribute drugs, get into drugs, modify drugs, enhance drugs. And so a lot of things that parents kind of know in the background is happening with their kids, but they're not too sure. It's like, okay, is this really happening here? And it is happening everywhere. So we'll talk about predators, we'll talk about sextortion, we'll talk about kids sending naked photos to each other and to predators. We'll talk about vaping is probably the biggest thing in schools right now is vaping. So we're going to talk about all the current issues that parents need to know about, and it's happening in every community.
It is, and that's kind of the tough thing about this stuff is like, I think it's, so I've got an 11-year-old, right? And the tough thing is like, you want him to have his freedom, right? You want him to explore the world as it is for him, right? Like, obviously, he's got TikTok, he's got all this other stuff, right? And you worry about it, and, I'm a tech guy, obviously, right? I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on what he's doing, but in reality, probably if I was really being honest, I don't check his phone, I don't check his, like, he's got Facebook Messenger with all his friends. I don't check that. Should I be?
Absolutely. There are millions of people hunting kids. And I find that a lot of, parents, even myself, I consider myself semi-pro at knowing what kids are going through, and I still am surprised every day. I take reports every day. I get parents that call me every day and say, hey, something crazy is happening.
Is that better? Okay, sorry. Yeah, and I think about it, like when I go on TikTok, I just watch some stupid videos for a while. I'm not interacting with anybody because that's how I use it, but you stop and think about all the different ways that they can interact with someone and that someone can find them, someone can, it's in some ways overwhelming, but it's also just reality. Right? So if you had to give a parent who's watching, like, the top 2 or 3 things to look for, what would you suggest?
So I always ask parents, how many strange adults are you okay with your kid talking to in personal chats? right? I mean, it should be pretty close to 0 until they're about 15 or 16.
I was just going to say, I feel like that's a trick question. I feel like that's.
It should be close to 0. However, they are talking with all kinds of adults. All they have to do is put a TikTok video up, and somebody is going to comment on it. Hey, that's awesome. Do you have any more? How are you doing? How did you make this filter? And then they'll start wooing them until they start getting them into doing other things. And I've got some scams that are happening right now to kids that are almost foolproof. Kids almost cannot say no, and then they get involved in sextortion just like that.
Wow. I'm not even sure what to say. Like, you know, I sit there and I think.
So here, I'll give you.
What was that?
I'll give you an example. So take a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy, and let's say they're contacted on TikTok, on Snapchat, on anything by a 15-year-old hottie girl. How many boys are going to say stranger danger? 0. And hottie girl is going to turn out to be a adult male who has downloaded pictures of a 18-year-old pornography actress who looks like she's 15. How many boys are going to say no to that? Almost none.
Right. I mean, I probably wouldn't have, like, thinking back.
No, even adult males have a hard time with that. So kids, especially when they're going through all those hormonal changes, they have a hard time saying no to that. And it's so easy for these predators. They start talking to a kid as a hottie girl, then they send them a topless picture of themselves and ask for one back. Then they send a full nude picture, ask for one back, and then we start the sextortion process. Hey, send me $500 in iTunes cards, or I'm gonna send your naked picture to your school.
Wow. So
it's that easy.
So I would assume, I mean, I'm processing this all in real time here. You know, I would assume this has almost got to be like a zero tolerance thing, and like a less than zero tolerance, right? With your kids, you know, it's got to be early, often conversations. It's got to be like not something you just put your head in the sand on.
Correct. You've got to talk to your kids. You got to talk to them about predators. You got to talk to them about how sneaky kids are. You can look on my Facebook page and you can see I made a filter through TikTok where I'm 50, but it made me look like I was 18 or 19, and I can talk live on that filter.
Okay, and again, you know what? I know that stuff exists, right? I guess it hasn't necessarily dawned on me that somebody could use it for not swell purposes, right? So, you know, and I'm also thinking back, like when my son started playing on Xbox, right? You know, this is a long time ago now. You know, some people would ask him to join parties and groups and all this other stuff, and you know, at first we were like, no. Then we let him add a couple, and we always monitored it and watched it. He did meet some cool kids from other places, right? But holy cow, we were watching it like hawks, right? And as he's gotten older and more responsible, we've honestly probably been more lax than we should be, and probably some more conversations we should have. So how do parents, and I'm sure this is stuff that you're going to talk about when you're here, but like, how do you broach this with kids? Because it seems like they're going to be like, Dad, you're not cool, shut up, don't talk about TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, is it just flat out like sit them down and do it? Or is there an easy way to break the ice on this kind of a thing?
So it's best handled as a community and as a family, right? So you sit down, hey, look, let's talk about this. There's some dangerous people out there. There's news stories about these things happening every day. And so you can talk about it. It's like, hey, what do you think that kid was thinking? That kid was probably thinking that his parents aren't that cool, don't know what they're talking about. That kid was probably thinking that they could spot a predator, and they couldn't. One of the things I teach at the schools, I actually have a fake account, and I have almost every kid at my school on my fake account. And the kids know they can't filter it out because I can talk just like they can talk.
Wow. That's good. That's impressive, right? So, you know, and the one thing that I think might hold some parents up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you hear from other parents, is, you know, they don't want to scare their kids, right? They don't want them, you know, they want them to be protected. They want them to be sheltered. They don't want them to have to worry about this at a young age. But and I don't know if you're aware of this, but just a couple of weeks ago, the high school got, I think it's called swatted. I might, you know, where there was like this big shoot. Okay. And my son goes to the elementary school that's right by it, so they got locked out as well. And I mean, it was like full on real thing, other than there was thankfully no shooter, right? So the kids have experience with this, right? Like for us as parents, as much as I don't want them to be scared, they're already experiencing it, living with it. They hear about this stuff, right? Like, do you hear parents like concerned about scaring their kids, or like how do you address that?
Parents are way behind. I said, look, the average kid is going to see their first pornography image or video at age 8 or 9. And so even if you're a parent that says, hey, I'm not giving my kid a phone so they can't see that stuff, no, they're going to see it because somebody on the bus is going to show them, somebody at school is going to show them, because that's always been the cool thing to show is horrific stuff and pornography stuff. So they're seeing people get their heads cut off. They're seeing this live, right? They're seeing all the Ukraine video footage as a young age. So parents are way behind what kids are doing. I always tell parents, hey, look, kids are being sexualized at NASCAR speeds while you're having go-kart conversations.
That is probably a really good analogy. Because like even for me, thinking about it, I grew up, I was born in 79, so I'm like in that little mini generation where we were analog when we were younger, and then we had technology as we got older, right? And I think I do a pretty good job of keeping up with it. But again, Wyatt can navigate everything, right? And it's just instantaneous. It's amazing how quickly they do this. And even me, he can get around me if he wants to, right? So, I mean, I assume there's some like safety protocol sorts of things that you can recommend to help kind of like be extra eyes for parents.
So it's going to be communication, because every kid can get around every monitoring system. At the school, I help administer our Chromebooks, and there's no way for us to keep up, right? We're just playing whack-a-mole, trying to get around the next thing that the kids have gotten around us with. And there's such simple things for them to do. And they have so much time to spend on social media. They have a tech support crew 24/7 of millions of kids around the world. Parents don't have that. They don't have the time for that. So there's 1,000 ways for them to get past GoGuardian, which is what we use for our Chromebooks. And GoGuardian is pretty good. And there's like 5 of us trying to do whack-a-mole every day. Kids can get around that. They can get around every monitoring, right? And I'll tell parents, hey, look, easy thing for them to get around the bedtime controls on a phone is to change the time zone.
Time zone.
Right? You have it shut off at 9, they change the time zone. Or they'll, if you have an hour limit on Snapchat, they'll delete it and re-download it. If you have a face ID on your phone, they're just going, hey, Dad, you left your phone on the washer, and now your face has just unlocked the phone for them to get the password. They also use screen grab, so they'll give you hey, will you enter the password? I'm getting a math program, and they've got it recording your input, so they know your password. Now they can do whatever they like. On Android phones, they can just start it in safe mode, right? And they just boot it up, get it going. I mean, people used to jailbreak phones. I haven't seen kids do that for a while now, but there's 1,000 ways for them to get past it. We had a kid selling flash drives that could get them around our Chromebook monitoring system at the school. So they just put their little flash drive in, and it boots it.
Now, as an entrepreneur and guy who likes to solve creative problems, I got to say I'm impressed with them, right? I think this is another one of those, like, let's look at this, right? So these kids are getting around some of the best security that exists right now, right? And
yes.
You're always going to be playing, whenever you're playing defense, there's always going to be, somebody can always break, any human can break anything that a human makes, or however that little phrase goes, right? But, if we can help maybe, I don't know, shift that energy and that creative problem solving to some constructive things, man, we could be pretty far down the road, right? So I think you're right. The conversations with your kids are going to be extremely important. Like, hey, instead of like creating a business where you sell flash drives to get around Chromebook security, how about we create some sort of app that does something else that you want to do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's funny. Now I'm thinking back to Austin Whitaker, who like sold candy bars at school to make money, and now you're selling flash drives to get around computers. It's a different world. So, with all this being said, when you and I first talked this morning, you were happy, you were positive, you're like, we're gonna have fun with it. And I'm like, okay, so if the guy who's talking about all of this horrible stuff is in a positive, happy mood, that must mean that you see a positive way forward through all this. Am I right?
There is a positive way forward. And I travel around to little pockets of the country teaching social media. And I see pockets of the country where the community has basically stepped in and kept their community model. The problem is we've become so individualized as a country. Everybody has their little bubble that nobody watches out for anybody else. Nobody has the same values as anybody else. But if you come together as a community, you have the discussions, you start some parent groups, you get a PTA to help out and be the example for the next generation coming up, you can still have an awesome community. I mean, that's been the recipe for thousands of years. We just got to stick to the recipe of let's have community involvement, let's have the village help raise the next generation. And as long as we go, that's a simple thing that's good for everybody. It's not even hard. You just have to have a few champions to step forward and keep that going. No matter what happens, that recipe works.
Well, and that's, to that point, we've been involved in the Mulberry PTO for several years, and, we were having this conversation. We brought it up in a meeting that you were coming in, like, okay, how do we support this? How do we make sure that the kids know, because we're fairly active and engaged, there's a bunch of them that are planning on going to the presentation. So, I think it's, you're right. It's the same thing it's always been. And, I sort of would love to comment on something you said where it's like, we all have different values. And, we all maybe have slightly different values, but I think at the end of the day, we still have way more that we agree on than we disagree, right? We all want a better place for our kids. We all want them to be happy and healthy. We want our community to be strong, right? Now, we may have little different ideas on how to get there and things like that, but you're right. We make each other feel like we don't agree on anything, right? We do a really good job of that. To where we think we don't have anything in common. But in reality, I'm going to bet you don't have any fights at your presentations, right? Because everybody's there for the same reason.
Correct. There's not going to be, I haven't yet, but.
Well, and I mean, I would hope you wouldn't have a fight, but I mean, everybody's there for the same reason, right? I would assume they're positive. Yeah. They're positive engagements. They may be scary, but they're still positive because we're all working towards the same goal. So is there anything else? We're going to have the information available in the comments and everywhere else about when you're going to be here speaking. But is there anything else that you would like people watching to know before you land here in Muscatine?
Yeah, so my presentation is very scary. We'll lighten it up with some good jokes, right? I'm saving my jokes for the presentation here to lighten it up a bit. But it's going to be knowledge. Everybody needs some knowledge, whether you have kids, whether you work with kids, whether you know some kids, you have grandkids. I'm just going to catch up some parents on things that are happening to avoid some catastrophic situations that can happen. And I deal with parents with catastrophic situations daily. And that is, hey, my kid just took off on the bus to go meet somebody they met online. My kid is being sextorted. My kid, these are catastrophic situations that I want parents to be aware of so they can avoid. And, at the end of the day, we're going to talk about some of the fixes, but the biggest fix is family time, community time. But when I get parents, hey, what do I do? My kid is going off the rails. Hey, family time. Let's increase the family time. Same thing with sports. When the coaches here say, hey, this kid did this, we want to kick him off the football team. No, double the football team.
Right. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, you just need to increase engagement, and then they don't have time to do it. They don't have the desire, right?
Yes, and so then my talk is just mostly about let's make parents aware of the real things that are happening on social media that they might not be aware of, because social media has come a long ways. There's a lot of things going on, and it's evolving every single day and every single week, new things. Artificial intelligence, right? We're going to talk about that because that's a big thing coming up, and it's going to affect everybody. It's already in the schools all over the place. Snapchat has its own artificial intelligence buddy now.
That's one I've never used. Snapchat, I'm obviously too old. Like, I just don't get it. I'd never remember what I said 10 minutes ago, so if things disappear, I'm screwed. So, luckily, but there's a place for it. That's where kids are. So I'm glad you are there and a bunch of other people are there figuring out how to help keep everything safe. So I'll tell you this, I'm looking forward to you coming. I think, for those of you watching here in Muscatine, this is another great example of community coming together. The school district identified Officer Gomez as like a leader in this field. He's all over social media, and they went to the community foundation, got a quick grant, like poof poof, next thing you know, he's on his way here. So great job to, I'm going to say Tony and their team. I don't know who all else was involved, but it's another one of the signs of Muscatine coming together to get stuff done. So
yeah, so just come get some knowledge, meet some of your community, and it'll be scary, but it'll be well worth it.
Awesome. Well, I can guarantee you that we'll be there. So, sorry, we have people messing with the production team here. Like, it's the fun of a live show in the middle of the most trafficked section of town. So, well, Officer Gomez, thank you for joining us this morning. I really appreciate it, taking your time out of your schedule to talk with us in the community before you come. So, we will see you soon. And Muscatine, we will see you tomorrow.